which I'd say is fine. I mean, seen a lot worse. So basically I just got to repeat the process for the other cylinders now, rotating the engine over until each one's at top dead center.
Printed per vehicle, that's like every so I think that part the turbo is getting ready to be assembled. I got traveling plus printer recycling.
Alright, so that's the cylinder leak down test done now, and it looks like we've got all good results. Cylinder 2 was the worst cylinder, which had 25% leak down, but that was still in the green, so the green ended at 40%, so we're still, you know, roughly half within the green, if you know what I mean, so that should be okay. And then we got for cylinder 1 10%, 2 25 like I just said, 3 was 5%, and 4 was 15%, so I think I'm pretty happy with the results. I think, like I said before, it's either me not having it perfectly top dead center or a bit of carbon buildup on those valves, which we can sort out. So now, while we're here, the only other things I really wanted to do were show you guys underneath it. I've already had a quick look underneath it, but I'll show you guys underneath it. And then also just a general look around of what else it needs while we're here.
Oh shit, that's not the thing.
I'm doing the classic standing by the hoist as you put it up. This is the pose every mechanic does as the hoist is going up.
Shoot, pose.
Just like this.
I gotta save this part.
Just waiting. So, one of the things it's going to need for WAF is brakes.
Yes.
The rotors are massively lipped. Front pads are actually pretty new, to be honest. I probably could just get away with machining these. But why replace when you can upgrade? What I'm planning to do is the cheapest sort of bolt-on brake upgrade you can get is Audi S3 8P front calipers. The rotors 345mm. I'm not sure what these are. I think they're 310, 320 maybe. So that's a big upgrade. The caliper just looks way bigger, and they're direct bolt-on other than the lines, I believe. But the rest of the car, I mean, the struts are fine. We've got IBAC lowering springs that have been installed correctly. Tires are actually fine for once. Probably the first car I've bought in a long time that's got decent tires on it. But all of this, I'm sort of, hopefully the steering lock doesn't come on. Bearings all sound good, so that's nice as well for once.
No way they had this part, bro.
Yeah, I mean, for the K's it's done.
That's like, bro, I know it.
Get you up in here. It's fine. CV boot good on this side, it's bad on the other side.
DTB don't.
But like, man, if you're from UK and then you look at this, bro, that's pretty mint. Up in the air now.
You know
I'll walk you through some of the more obvious stuff. So, missing under tray, not a massive deal, but as you can see, we're pretty oily under here. Now, we do have a significant rocker cover gasket leak, which is a lot of the oil, sort of this area, running down. But oil ain't pink. Oil ain't pink, bro. And that's definitely pink right there. And unfortunately, this is where the water pump is. The water pump sits just up there. And that is pretty much the only thing sort of here really that can be leaking from there. So I suspect we either had or have a coolant leak from the water pump. Good news is it's all gone crusty like this, so it's not actually like hooning out, but obviously needs to be sorted, and it ain't great to be soaking your cam belt in coolant anyway. Moving on to the front, I don't think this oil is from the rocker cover gasket. There's either two scenarios in my head. One is it's running off the vacuum pump, which sits above here, just above the gearbox, and then it runs along and sort of down here. But the more realistic scenario, especially considering the K's, is just above this oil filter housing. You can see an oil cooler. That shares its gasket. You can see it just there actually. It's hard to see, but you can see it just there up against the block. And those gaskets I have seen leak before. They are a big job to do because it's intake manifold off, but like I said, I want to do the walnut blast, you know, into the rocker cover gasket. There's either two scenarios in my head. One is it's running off the vacuum pump, which sits above here, just above the gearbox, and then it runs along and sort of down here. But the more realistic scenario, especially considering the K's, is just above this oil filter housing, you can see an oil cooler. That shares its gasket. You can see it just there actually. It's hard to see, but you can see it just there up against the block. And those gaskets I have seen leak before. They are a big job to do because it's intake manifold off, but like I said, I want to do the walnut blast, intake manifold off anyway, so that's not really too much of a pain. The other things that this thing sort of needs is just normal Mark V stuff. So the dog bone mount here, that's actually torn quite badly. That's probably, that's a WAF fail right there. As well as stuff like lower control arm bushes. I've got to get a bar on them, but they don't look great. It's a normal Mark V thing. The rubber hanger for this exhaust, you can see there, that's split. And that's probably just because of the cheap downpipe. The hanger's not quite welded on properly. But the good news is they have at least used the right gasket up there. Or have they? Oh, it's not an OEM gasket, but at least it's a metal one. I prefer an OEM one on there, really, but yeah, you can see right up there. It's hard to shine the light and focus the camera, but you can see right up there, there's some oil